two of the ways really that I'm seeing essential oils having the most impact is certainly for immune support and for support of mental health. They're, super powerful and effective to help support with feelings of low mood and anxious feelings. But, they also are great support for hormones and for feelings of pain or digestive discomfort or metabolic support, sleep support with kids.
Now, I know a lot of you would have grown up with essential oils. I did, and the last few years I've used rose essence every day of my life. Every morning I wake up and I apply it, and there's something about rose which is calming, and I believe it helps raise your vibration. It's quite a positive. So Robin is a holistic health coach. She's also a doTERRA wellness advocate. She's committed to sharing the life-enhancing benefits of therapeutic grade essential oils. She's a wealth of information on different oils and the different things that you can use oils for. And she loves to help people sort of regain their energy, because there's a lot of us whose sort of energy levels are low and we don't know why. What are essential oils? Why don't you describe them for us before we venture into them?
Essential oils, really, in a simple form, are aromatic compounds from plants that have amazing health benefits. They come from the leaves, the stems, the barks, the trees. If you've ever kind of had a peppermint leaf or a lavender flower and rubbed it between your fingers and you get that lovely smell, that's the essential oil. When we drink peppermint tea, it's a form of steam distilling. So oils are highly concentrated forms of these plant benefits. And because of that, essential oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than the corresponding herbs. Because essential oils are so potent, I want you all to know that potency and purity matter. So the essential oil industry is not regulated. And because of that, there's a third-party testing organization called aromaticplant.org. And what they say right on their front page, that over 80% of essential oils sold on the market today are adulterated in some way. And so you want to make sure that you're working with a very reputable brand. The company that I work with is called doTERRA. They have come up with their own quality mark, and they call it Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And what that means is certified pure means it's 100% pure. There's nothing added. There's nothing taken away. There's no toxins, there's dyes, no fillers, no perfumes. There's nothing added. Literally, doTERRA goes around the world to source plants where the chemistry is best for that plant. For instance, I have a small garden here in London. I could probably put up a pineapple tree and maybe get some fruit. But the pineapples that I get from my garden would not be the same as where that pineapple is grown native. And so that's what would be important to remember for your viewers, that potency and purity matter when you are working with essential oils.
Okay, that's lovely. And how does one use them? And how do they help with health and wellness?
Basically, there are three ways that we use essential oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. Aromatic use, and the way it works is when we smell an essential oil, it hits our olfactory nerve here. And our olfactory nerve is directly connected to our limbic system in our brain. Our limbic system is our primal brain. That's where our mood, our emotions, our memories are stored. And so when you smell an essential oil, it's within your brain in 2 seconds. And so when you smell it, gets into your brain, it actually has the ability to send a signal to every single cell in your body. And so I like to recommend using essential oils aromatically when you're trying to affect between the ears. So for emotions and for moods, and a lot of different ways we can do that. We can just put it in our hands and smell. We can put it in an essential oil diffuser. We can put it on clothing. We can put it on our masks. You can make a spray, a shower spray or a pillow spray.
Right.
So that's the first way, is aromatic. One of the considerations when you're using an essential oil topically is to dilute an essential oil with a carrier oil, something like a fractionated coconut oil or a sweet almond oil or jojoba oil, any kind of carrier oil. Do recommend that you do dilute essential oils with children for sure. Now, the great news about diluting essential oils is that it doesn't make them less effective. It just actually slows down the absorption. So you're getting the benefits over a longer period of time.
And why should one dilute them with children? What is the reason?
Just for more sensitivity. Some oils are, we call them hot oils. So they might be warming. Something like a ginger or a cassia or cinnamon are quite warming. Something like a peppermint oil has that beautiful icy cool sensation. Just for sensitivity and for adults who are sensitive, we always do recommend diluting the essential oils. It just slows down the absorption. So it's a powerful way to do it. And you would want to use that when your body's speaking to you. So if you are experiencing a feeling of a pain or an ache or a burn, that's when you might want to use an essential oil topically. So that's the second way we use essential oils.
Okay. All your oils can be taken internally, all doTERRA oils.
So not all doTERRA oils, but the rule of thumb is if you can eat it, you can take it internally. But if you are working with an adulterated oil, not only will it be ineffective, it can actually be harmful. So for internal use, which, you could take it under your tongue, you could be using it in a capsule, you could be using it in cooking. You want to make sure, this is where that first key fact, that you're working with a potent and a pure essential oil is super important.
And internal, normally, again, you just put a few drops in water.
A drop of lemon oil in your water in the morning is delicious. And you want to eat with essential oils because they're so potent. 1 to 2 drops is plenty. It's not the case where if 1 drop is good, 5 is better.
And tell me, what areas have you found them to be most helpful? Are there some areas more than others where you say, look, if you try this, you'll see the benefit tomorrow? 2
of the ways really that I'm seeing essential oils having the most impact is certainly for immune support and for support of mental health. They're, super powerful and effective to help support with feelings of low mood and anxious feelings. But, they also are great support for hormones and for feelings of pain or digestive discomfort or metabolic support, sleep support with kids. So any or all of these, I have an oil for that.
Now that you've been talking, you mentioned to us immunity and anxiety. But what those have caused is things like sleeplessness. And obviously there's a lot of fear. So could you just recommend something quickly for some oils that people will, can go away with?
There's a lot of oils that, most oils have antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial benefits, but really doTERRA wise, the crown in doTERRA's, jewel in doTERRA's crown is an oil called On Guard. So this is our immune support supplement, essential oils, sorry. And in here are lovely oils like orange and clove and cinnamon and eucalyptus and rosemary. And in fact, this particular oil comes in many forms. So we also have, like, for instance, little lozenges that can help for immune support, that with the On Guard blend. We have a hand sanitizer. And so On Guard is definitely one of the oils that I would recommend for immune support. doTERRA also has a kind of a famous DIY blend that we refer to as Flume or Flute. And that is a series of oils, and that includes frankincense, which is the king of oils, lemon, which is a cleanser both inside and outside. That's why all your cleaning products smell like lemon. On Guard. Oregano. Oregano is amazing, has amazing antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal properties. And then the last one is Melaleuca or tea tree. Tea tree oil is the more common name for Melaleuca. And so any combination of all of those are amazing for immune support. And the reason I love that particular blend, and I've personally been using it this entire year, once or twice a day, is when you're using just 1 or 2 drops of each oil, there are 250 drops in each bottle of essential oil. So when you're using 1 or 2 at a time, it costs just pennies. They can be more cost effective than modern medication in that way. But also with modern medication, there's often side effects. But with essential oils, they're 100% pure and natural. There's no side effects. As a matter of fact, there's only side benefits. You do want to make sure that you are taking care of your whole self when you're talking about immunity. Right. Next, you talked about anxiety. So anxiety is a huge issue right now. People have feelings of anxiousness, and essential oils are great support to that. I love citrus oils. Citrus oils are natural cleansers and help support with mood, and they are very cost effective as well. So wild orange is a particular favorite of mine. I just refer to that as liquid sunshine. So I feel like it's hard to be upset in the presence of a wild orange. Citrus oil that I love to support with feelings of low mood would be a bergamot. A bergamot is a lemon. And the reason I love this particular citrus product, because it's a citrus, which has natural mood lifting properties, but it also contains a chemical component called linalool, and linalool is that chemical component in lavender. Lastly, doTERRA has somewhat of a new oil called Adaptive, and so it has all of those oils like the lavender and the bergamot. It also has other essential oils that are known for their calming properties like magnolia and neroli, and it has rosemary in here. And lastly, what's in here is spearmint. Your mints are your natural energizers. It's not one that's going to put you to sleep.
So if you're worried about something, but you still have a full work day ahead, you don't want to just, that's a good one. That's an unusual one, Robin. I haven't come across something like that before.
For sleep, again, this is another area where I work a lot with people, and lavender is probably one of the best known essential oils to help with feelings of calmness. But this also contains amazing oils like cedarwood, which is also very calming, and vetiver. Vetiver is a root and can be very relaxing. And so I love serenity oil on the bottoms of feet or as a pillow spray to help with sleeplessness. But I also love the combination of lavender and frankincense, or lavender and wild orange. These are all can be very calming at night, in addition, of course, to having a nighttime routine, which would involve, limiting your caffeine and turning off electronics at a certain point. So essential oils are the most powerful when you're combining with other lifestyle changes.
And if someone just wants to buy the odd oil from you, they can do that, right? They don't have to buy kits. They can just say, I want one for fear, or give me the blend for anxiety.
With doTERRA, we support all levels of play and any essential oils, really. Advice that I might give to some of your viewers, absolutely, I want to say the answer to that is yes. You can buy a single oil. But for me, essential oils really are about a lifestyle, consistent changes in using them consistently and daily. My preference, of course, would be not just to have a single oil for a single purpose, but actually having a kit, so an arsenal, a toolkit. And ideally for me, I would love for people, whenever they're having any kind of experience, to say they're an oil for that.
And tell me, of all these oils that you've come across over the years, what is your absolute favorite and why?
If I really had to pick, one or two, I don't think I'm going to be able to pick one. And also because we're all individuals, we all have bio-individuality. So what works for me might not work for you. But one of my favorite oils and my first loves, I have to say, is peppermint. Peppermint I just love because this is a true adaptogen. This can help support the body in so many different ways. It's great to help with energy and with focus, concentration, and for feelings of open airways, for support of pain, aches and pains, fevers, hot flashes. It can help support cravings. It's good for digestive support. My son uses it for when we're in the car in some kind of public transportation and his belly might start to feel a little off. By virtue of how many different uses you can use for peppermint, I would put this as one of my favorites. Frankincense, you have to mention frankincense. Frankincense is the king of oils. Frankincense is definitely the rule of essential oils is when in doubt, when you don't know which essential oil to use, you use frankincense.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think citrus oils also have to be considered because they're very cost effective and they have so many beneficial properties to support so many systems that I think every house should have at least one citrus oil.
Now, you know how a lot of us, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers, have grown up with at least one or two essential oils. So, and there is a lot of research and development going on in this space, from what I understand and what I read. So tell me, are there any new discoveries in the world of essential oil?
Yeah, absolutely. And this one, I think...
And is CBD one of those new discoveries?
Exactly. And this is what I was just saying. Holding the best for last. I think it's sexy because it comes from the cannabis plant. And the way CBD oil works is we have these endocannabinoid receptors in our body. We have two systems. We have the first one deals with the central nervous system and the second one deals with the immune system. And when we use a cannabinoid like cannabidiol, which is what CBD stands for, what it does is it binds to these receptors and can calm those systems. But this oil called copaiba, the active component in here is called beta-caryophyllene. So beta-caryophyllene is also a cannabinoid, but it doesn't come from the cannabis plant. It comes from a copaiba tree in Brazil. With this particular oil, and because of the way doTERRA sources that therapeutic grade, they go where the sourcing is best. Most CBD oil on the market is only 2 to 10% cannabidiol. But with our copaiba, it's actually a minimum of 50 to 60% beta caryophyllene. So this is much more effective than a CBD oil. And I recommend for everybody to take 2 drops under your tongue every day. And this goes and helps with every single issue that we've already talked about. This is amazing for support of pain and inflammation because of that CB2 system. It's amazing for support of just feelings of anxiousness and restlessness, and also can help support a healthy, restful sleep. So copaiba, it has amazing benefits, and it can be used all of aromatically, topically, and internally.
Robin, any advice to our followers?
I mean, my best advice for people, again, was go remember to key fact 1 is that when you're working with essential oils, it's really important to work with a trusted brand, like a certified pure therapeutic grade brand. Mm-hmm. I think that also consistent use is important. And finally, again, of course we can do one oil at a time, but I would, recommend for people who are ready to make lifestyle changes to start with a few oils so that they have at their fingertips the ability to address, 80% of household healthcare needs that come their way.
Now, can you suggest something for hair growth? Also, on that note, how would you use it for hair growth? Because essential oils are little and powerful, right?
Right. And so I think the first part that I want to talk when we talk about essential oils, and what I want to make very kind of clear with your viewers, is that I'm not a doctor. So I can't actually, diagnose or treat or cure or prevent any diseases. And essential oils, they just don't work that way. And anybody who tells you they do, you need to be a little bit weary. These support your own body systems and they amplify changes that you're making. And so, for hair support, I think that what I would recommend would be a rosemary, would be a tea tree, a lavender. Those 3 are 3 that I might recommend to support with those processes. And it can be used in a number of ways. So you can use it by putting it in your hands and rubbing it on your scalp. You certainly can dilute it. Before going in the shower, use it with a carrier oil, apply to your head, then go in the shower.
So you could use it with an olive oil or a coconut oil, a few drops. It won't clash with any of those.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
And you could put a drop in your shampoo as you're using, or your conditioner. But believe it or not, these would be just as effective if you were to use on the bottoms of your feet, even if you're not anywhere near your head, because we know that they do get into your system. They're in your bloodstream in 5 minutes. They're in every cell in your body in 20 minutes, and they're fully metabolized out by 90 minutes. Continually use these, several times per day.
So what science is there to prove that these get into your system? And I mean, how was this tested?
A website that you can go to called aromaticscience.com. So at aromaticscience.com, you can actually look up there's peer reviewed studies on there, and you can look up essential oils either by body system or by essential oil name or by ailment, and you will get a whole list of essential oils that have been used to address in any of those 3 ways. So that would be my best suggestion for that.
Robin, the next question is, does CBD reduce eye pressure?
Again, I'm not going to make any claims of that these are going to heal or prevent, but the way I believe that they work is they support your own body system's ability to heal. We know the body heals, right? Essential oils, in my opinion, so that they amplify the effects of your own body's ability to heal. So I don't know about CBD oil, about copaiba. One way that we can use this, you can put a drop or 2 in your facial moisturizer, and it is very helpful for skin. It is helpful for inflammation in that way. So if there's eye pressure, I don't know if the eye pressure they're talking about is, for instance, headache pain or eye pain. If have feelings of pain, would be a peppermint, lavender, frankincense combination. But I would say that the essential oils can be used with any other prescription medications that you're using. So you can use these in conjunction. There's no effects, there's no side effects. So I don't recommend using essential oils in the eyes or in the nose or in the ears. So for instance, if you are experiencing feelings of ear pain, protocol for that, which I've had a lot of success with other people managing, is to use 1 drop of tea tree and 1 drop of lavender. What you can do is you can put that on a cotton bud and simply rest that on your ear.
Can you suggest something for the under eye area?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that are really great for skin support. So rose, as you mentioned, is extremely powerful. Copaiba is a great one. DoTerra also has a blend called Salubel here. It's called Immortelle in the U.S. actually, and in some other markets. And this is amazing for skin support. It contains resins. Resins are great for cellular regeneration, like the frankincense. There's geranium in there, and lavender, and helichrysum.
One was about arthritis. Can you recommend anything that'll support it? And the other was about diseases like Alzheimer's.
So we have a couple of oils that are great to help soothe aching muscles and joints. The first one is a deep blue. It's kind of your all natural Voltarol or Tiger Balm. This is great. It has that wonderful icy cool sensation. I would probably combine that with a Copaiba. Other great oils would be lemongrass. Lemongrass is amazing for inflammation. Support of inflammation, as well as turmeric oil. Turmeric oil can also help, and frankincense. So you could make a blend with all of those oils in it, with your deep blue, with a Copaiba, with a lemongrass, and a frankincense. That would be amazing to kind of help support. And again, because that's where your body is speaking to you, I would recommend kind of just putting it directly where you are feeling the discomfort. And for Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's is being called diabetes type 3 right now. So there are links between sugar imbalances and diabetes, and later developing Alzheimer's. So again, this isn't meant to treat or cure or prevent Alzheimer's, but what essential oils that I can recommend to that, that are maybe part of a protocol. The protocol that I will use to help people is to diffuse these oils, to diffuse lemon and rosemary during the day. That rosemary, again, kind of helps with support the body for memory and concentration. Lemon is a cleanser. And then in the evening, because a lot of Alzheimer's patients actually tend to exhibit restlessness and problems with sleep, I would be diffusing wild orange and lavender, and possibly adding frankincense to that as well.
So that this is all a diffusion for Alzheimer's. You would recommend diffusing it the whole day, different oils.
The truth is I recommend diffusing all day anyway, 24/7, but you can be using these, all of aromatically, topically, and internally. All of those that I've mentioned can be taken internally. The lemon, the rosemary, you can make rosemary mashed potatoes with that.
And Robin, thank you so much. It was such an informative session.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed being here.
Thank you for listening to this chat. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this page. Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple and Spotify, Wellness Curated, and follow us on Instagram, Wellness Curated, the number 1. Thank you.